I finally understood what feds mean. Feds has to do with the so-called white nations or so-called white people that um, colonize the country, oppress our people on a daily basis, whether you be in a store, whether you be driving on the highway. If you got anything wrong with your car, if you got a headlight that need to be fixed, if you got a tear, anything, they pull you over and treat you like you done committed, you wanted for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of murders. That's how they treat you, even when you steal it. Just like this old ass demon white woman lied on Emmett Till and said that Emmett Till whispered that. I think that woman is still living to this day. But yeah, so-called white people are the feds. They represents the wild beasts that are hungry, and you take they are no different from the gladiators. And you know I got I remember reading that in the Great Controversy. I really do. And I'm gonna say I'm gonna go into the reason why I put that in that sold me out to the feds. Um, who were the gladiators? Who were the gladiators? Okay, let me see if I can read this. Gladiators, gladi the gladiators were armed, combating in ancient Rome. That's right. These were the white folks who fought for public entertainment, typically in empathet- amphitheaters like the Colosseum, often enslaved people, prisoners of war, or condemned criminals. They were highly trained, specialized fighters who lived in schools through some were freeborn volunteers seeking fame and fortune. Key facts about Rome gladiators. Origin. The term gladiator derived from I don't know how to even say that, y'all. Gladio sword, meaning uh, swarm men, sword men, sword men. Okay, I think that's what that is. Sword men. The practice originated in funeral rites, East East. Oh, I don't know how that's Semitic to honor the dead, but evolved into massive state state run entertainment. Socialist state gladiators were considered in fame, socially marginalized with the same low status as actors or prostitutes, yet they were simultaneously adulterized as superstars. I didn't know that. Types. They were categorized by armor and weapons, including Semitic, letter, y'all got to forgive me. I can't even say all of the rest of this stuff, but gladiators were armed, combating in ancient Rome, who fought for public entertainment, typically in amphitheaters like the Colosseum. Colosseum. Let's look up Colosseum. That's dealing with Rome, probably. What is the Colosseum? Colosseums is originally known as the amphitheater, is a massive oval amphitheater in the center of Rome, Italy, commissioned around AD 70 through 72 by the Emperor Vespasian and complete in AD 80s by Titus as the largest ancient amphitheater ever built. It held up to 80,000 spectaculars for gladiators, contests, animal hunts, and public spectacles. Structure located just east of the Roman Forum, it was constructed of, I don't know what that is. I just didn't get it. Some of these words are very hard for me, but the Roman gladiators, I say, was the feds. I call them the feds. The Romans, the Greeks, the white people. That's it. Point blank. Period. Now, sold me out to the feds. I'm not making a big deal out of it, but in a way, it's a serious thing. I was talking with this brother in Walmart here in Hamlin, and didn't know didn't know him from a can of paint. At first, I did. I thought he was all right. He seemed to be humble, but there was a situation that came up with a woman that this manager, this damn demon, or whatever I call him, whatever, whoever he was, told this woman, and then he challenged me on that because he was mad because I took up for that sister, that black woman. He was mad. The black woman didn't know. She didn't know me from Adam, and I didn't know her. So that shit pissed me off. Because he be back there in his room looking. He got every fucking thing. He know who I'm talking about if he come in here. He got all them cameras and shit on his phone where he can see everybody. When he go home, he can see that shit because he got his cameras hooked from Walmart all the way to his house. I won't put nothing past so-called white people. They watch everything. Hold on, man. Hold on. Yeah. He got all that shit hooked to his camera, so where he can see that shit in his house. When you walking into entry into Walmart, you can see it. He can see everybody come up in there. That's how he probably saw me and came up behind me and told me, "Hey, the guy told. I mean, I commented up under your video. He didn't tell you nothing about. I want to let you know the homeboy took your so and so. He took. I want to let you know he was talking to you and he gave me your YouTube channel. I didn't know you had a YouTube channel. Now I probably would have took it a little bit more better, but see they didn't do it. See, like if he could have came to me, the one the black the one with the afro, he's agreed at the door. He could have came to me and said, "Hey, look, blah blah. I know you don't deal with a lot of, like certain people or whatever. But I just want to let you know, you left some things, and will it be all right if I wanted to give your YouTube channel to this man to comment upon the. I just wanted to see was it good, and I would have made a decision. Oh no, right there. But see, right there, they didn't do it right. He didn't do it right. So he sold me out to the feds. That's how I looked at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, is it all right if I can give him your? And I would have said, hell, I still would have said no. But when he just walked up and told me, I commented upon your video, and I'm looking at him like, and the first thing going through my mind, I'm already feeling uncomfortable. I just didn't feel right. Like, what? How did you get my channel? And then I said, oh, I was talking to the greeter at the door, the so-called greeter. What I should have did was prayed and asked the Most High for discernment before I started talking to him. Because that's a lot of times when we mess up here. Sometimes the Bible says, if thou wilt beget a friend, prove them first. Matter of fact, let me get that in the Bible while I'm right here. That's in the Bible. That's in the King James Apocrypha right here. Let's get that. Yeah. I'm going to read it out the Bible. Okay. Ecclesiastes chapter 6 and verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. The Most High said you got to prove people, man. Before now, that was something I blame myself. I didn't ask the Most High for discernment before I started talking to him. Because if I didn't know that he was like that, the one that greeted at the door, I would have never would have been. I wouldn't have never in my life gave him the time of the day. I'd have kept going because I didn't know. But see, I didn't do that. So it's my fault on that part. Because what the fuck I look like sitting up talking to my damn enemy for? A fucking snake. What am I getting out of it? What's the point of that? I don't deal with people like that. I stay them. If you look at most of my videos, I'm to myself. Most of my videos, I have a few people that I talk to and stuff like that from time to time, but it's very rare. I don't deal with a lot of people like that. I mean, like I love my people, but some of them because they are brainwashed into white culture, and the white culture is pushing their ideology and their what you call it, they pushing all of their customs and their traditions and pushing their culture on every nation around the planet, including homosexuality and all of those bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, our people is caught up in it. So we can't help but deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Being, sell out, you got to sit there and talk to them. And so if you're doing certain business with them, it calls for doing certain businesses with them and stuff. But I try to stay away from them as less as possible. Because so they ain't the so-called white people ain't nothing but trouble. They just the devil that the Bible speaks of. Now, when we say that the white man is the devil, we're not saying it just to be saying it because, oh, okay, they doing this and that, they the devil. No, we're saying that the so-called white man is the devil because they are the number one plain deceivers on the planet. You can look this up in history. Look up the colonizing of white people. Look it up. Anybody can go and look the information up. Anybody can. Yeah. It ain't nothing new, what I'm saying. But yeah, he sold me out when he gave him, that demon, my damn channel. Yeah. And it just don't sit right with me. I just don't, mm-mm, I don't trust him. The Bible says, let me show it to you. So people won't just saying I'm just running my damn mouth. You don't know what he's talking about. Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. The Bible says simple. Never trust thy enemy, for it's like his iron rusted, so is his wickedness. The Most High said never, ever trust. He said never trust thy enemy. He didn't say sometime. It depends on what they're doing. He says in Ecclesiastes 12 and 10, never, don't you ever, not at all under no circumstance. Never trust thy enemy. Simple as that. He didn't say, "Oh well, let me show you why." They never. He just said, "Oh well, it depends. It depends. Never trust thy enemy. It depends on what he's doing." It didn't say that. It just says never trust him. It means don't question it. Don't do it. So when he said, "Oh, you think I'm the enemy? I've looked at your videos and I know he watching my videos now as I speak. Um, I'm not your enemy. I'm not your enemy." And I looked up at him like, I said, that's the same thing that the Spaniards, the white people said to the natives of America when they came over here and they promised the Christopher Columbus, they promised the natives of America 500 treaties, 5,000 treaties, and they broke every last one of them. And they tricked the Native Americans. And the Native Americans gave them blankets, and that's where they went turned on them. The white people. They broke the 5,000 treaties with the Native Americans. Between 1778 and 1871, the U.S. government entered into more than 5,000 treaties with Native American tribes, nearly all which were voted, broke, or disregarded to seize land and resources. They broke them. That's what it's saying. American tribes, nearly all of which were voted, broke or disregarded to seize the land. That means to take control and resources. These violations have often followed gold discoveries or demand for fair farming land violated sovereignty promises. Key facts about broken treaties. The scale of violation while roughly 3,070 ratified treaties were made, ended 1871 over 5,000 total agreements, including promises, agreements was broken or dishonored. The 1830s Indian Removal Acts, superheaded a by Andrew Jackson. This act led to nearly 70 removal treaties, forcing tribes off their lands and enabling the Trail of Tears. Wow. The 1851 for, I don't know how to say that, treaties. The U.S. guaranteed the LACO or whatever, the control of the BLACK Black Hills, but ignored this treaty after gold was discovered, leading to conflict. The the Trail of the Broken Treaties in 1772, an estimated 5,000 Native Americans activities marched on Washington, D.C. to demand redness for broken promises. They broke all of those treaties. This is what they did. This is the reason why. This is what they did to the Native Americans. And you can't really trust these people. It's telling you. I just read it. You can't trust them. So when they come up, and this is biblical. This is actually quoted in the Bible. So when a so-called white man said, "Oh, I'm not your enemy. I want to be your friend," you better run as fast as you could. And a lot of our people is working for these people ignorantly, and they selling our people out to these people. Yeah. Let me go up in here. I gotta run up in here right quick. I have to check on something. All right, I'll be back. Sold me out to the feds. That's part one. That's the name of the video. Sold me out to the feds.